Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well and are having a flare-free day. Thanks so much for coming back to my channel. Today's video, I thought that I would just do a little recap of my OBGYN visit, as well as how I'm feeling in the second trimester versus how I was feeling in the first trimester. So if you're interested in all of that, then just please keep on watching. So as you can see, I have a new background behind me. We're in my new home. We're finally feeling settled. Finally. I feel like we got the keys about a month ago and we couldn't necessarily work here because we didn't have internet set up. It took a bit of time to get rural internet set up and we finally have it. We have a huge tower to get internet, so I'm finally connected, finally ready to start filming again, and finally feeling settled in our new home. Like, it's so weird to be in a new spot that you own. It's not an Airbnb or a friend's house. Like, this is your spot that you can call your own. So I don't know if anyone else is a first time homeowner, but it just feels a little bit strange the first couple months to get used to. This is your own place that you can walk around naked if you want to. But yeah, today was a good day. I had my first OBGYN visit in Ottawa. So if you didn't know, I lived and worked in Toronto. And because we moved, I needed to find a new doctor to help with the full pregnancy and delivery. So today I finally met my OBGYN, and it was a bit of an overwhelming experience because I live outside of the city, so it took a bit of time to get into Ottawa Centre. It was a hectic process there. There was a lot of individuals that were backlogged, so my OB only works on Thursdays, so she had double booked herself to meet people in person. And so it just seemed a bit chaotic at first, which is fine. And the Ontario healthcare system, as we all know as endo patients, is like a disaster. So COVID on top of that, mixed with everything else that's happening, like, I can only imagine what her schedule looks like. So just coming in as a first time, I guess, OB visit, I just didn't know what to expect or how it would all go. But to be honest, at the beginning, I felt a little bit overwhelmed because, again, I didn't know what questions to be asking. It was the first time meeting the OB. And because of all of the complications I experienced previously, which I went into depth in my previous video, which I'll post here, I just didn't know what she would say, and I just didn't know how the whole process would go. So I finally, I went in, they took my blood pressure and they weighed me. They didn't tell me those numbers and I didn't ask. I just find that they'll let me know if I'm above or below where I'm supposed to be. Just a personal note for myself too, like, I've struggled with body image my whole life, and gaining weight and all of that can be tricky in pregnancy. And I find that I just don't necessarily need to know my weight, and that's just a personal preference. But if they're saying, I'm over or under, then I'll do what's necessary to address that. But I just find that when I'm in a doctor's office, I just kind of say, if you can just not let me know what the number is, that'd be okay. Or can I face the other way on the scale? Little things that kind of help me. And that's just a personal side. But I did all that, and then I went in to the waiting room and it was great. She was wonderful. She was really calming and really put me at ease about the whole process, which has been, again, a roller coaster. But the second trimester has been a lot better than the first, let me just tell you. She was very professional. She came across that she knew what she was talking about. She's delivered a lot of babies. So I just trust what she says, and she made me feel very comfortable. She gave me a lot of documents, which I can go through in another video, of just how to prepare and what to do and what to expect. And I'm gonna look through that when I have the headspace to do so, as I usually do. And I finally, I heard the heartbeat of the baby, I think at like 12 weeks, and now it's 20 weeks. So I haven't really necessarily heard the baby's heartbeat in a while. So when you're not hearing it all the time, I find you always are just curious of, oh, are you okay in there? And like, what are you doing? And you can feel little movements, but you just want confirmation that there is a heartbeat still, and you're not just feeling phantom movements or weird things or digestion or whatever else it may be. You want to make sure that it's your baby. And they put the little Doppler on my belly, and it was 130 beats per minute at 20 weeks. So they said that's normal. They said it can range between 120 and 140 at this stage. And so 130 is where little baby was at today, and they measured me. So basically my uterus should be in parallel to my belly button. So I have popped. I'll do a little twirl for all of you. Front belly, and this is side belly. So definitely a pop. So definitely have popped for sure. And so she said everything is technically measuring well, and no need to be concerned about things on the outside. I do have a 20-week scan, which is the big one. This is where they measure the bones and the structure and the brain and the spine, and just to see how things are developing with the baby. And that's on Monday. So I haven't necessarily seen the inside baby yet, but the outside baby looks fine. Basically have that scan coming up on Monday, which I'm really excited about because I really want to just see how everything is going, and I'm a nosy neighbor. I want to know how you're developing in there. So I just am really excited to see the baby and get more pictures and just, I don't know, just see the little one, because I feel like I'm feeling more connected to the process. At the beginning, as you know, it was awful and kind of a roller coaster. I didn't really necessarily know what to expect during all of that, and I just took it one day at a time, which in hindsight worked. But I think when you're taking one day at a time, you don't necessarily process what's happening. And I think making these videos has really helped me vocalize how I'm feeling, maybe in a way that I didn't necessarily know that I was feeling in the moment. So thank you for allowing me this space to just chat about my experience, because that was a really rough time. And if you're in the same boat of your first pregnancy or second or third, whatever it may be, or anything, and you're just feeling a little bit in the dark about things, it can be really daunting and really scary. If I can espouse, I guess, any advice, is that taking it one day at a time helps. Talking about it helps. Writing it down helps. Everyone's different in their own journey and their own experiences. And so for me, with this pregnancy, just allowing things to happen as they're supposed to, and allowing my body to do what it knows what to do. Just being easy on myself, and again, like checking in when things don't feel right. After my first trimester, things got a lot better. My appetite increased. The baby loves lemon, or I love lemon, but I never was necessarily craving lemon all the time, but lemonade, lemon, sour, like tart things, I'm like, give it to me. Give it to me right now. I'm back to eating chicken and salmon and fish, in reason, because of the mercury levels and stuff, but the baby loves music as well. So anything with like a deep bass drum, they're like party central in there. So these are the little things you kind of get to know throughout the process. And I don't know if anyone else has cravings or not. I haven't put weird things together, but like pickles and ice cream, but that actually sounds delicious. So maybe I might do that, but my cravings haven't been crazy like that. But you notice little things, and it's just a fun ride to go along. And again, I do feel very blessed that my body has allowed this experience to happen. I'm feeling sometimes scared to be a mom, because you second guess yourself, and you second guess your abilities, and you're like, no, I'm always like a corporate job woman. Like I know what I'm doing on the corporate level and the job life, and when it comes to family and being a mom for the first time, you second guess yourself, because there really is no blueprint. Every baby and every individual is different, and what works for you may not work for somebody else. And I'm kind of settling in with that idea that it doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to look perfect. The whole pregnancy so far has looked anything but textbook. So I'm just going with the flow, and I just feel, yes, a little nervous about it, but talking with my partner and being open about how I'm feeling has really helped. Emotion-wise, I go in waves. Sometimes I can cry on a dime, and sometimes I feel super great. I think overall I feel good. I feel good, but some days I do feel overwhelmed and I do feel very emotional, and I can just cry nonstop while putting my face in lemonade. But overall, feeling good, feeling really happy, and I hope all of you are feeling the same wherever you are in your journey. And again, if something doesn't feel right or doesn't feel like it's progressing in the way it's supposed to with your chronic illness journey or your pregnancy or whatever it may be, please just reach out to your doctor and talk to them about it and get advice or second opinions on things, because it does really help in the journey. But yeah, I just thought I would provide that little update on where I'm at, and sorry if it was a bit scatterbrained, because I feel like that's where I'm at today. I feel like my brain sometimes is just scattered, and with everything going on, I just feel like I'm allowed to feel scatterbrained. So I guess with that, I will talk to you on the next one.